Hello, it's Chris Hynes from Wealthi. I hope you're doing well. Today I just wanted to run through a quick breakdown talking about the Sunshine Coast. And I'm sure many of you have seen a lot of news about the Sunshine Coast over the past 12 months. It had an exceptionally strong year last year as we saw a lot of interstate migration move up to the Sunshine Coast or to southeast Queensland as a whole. But given that you could say the level of prestigeness that Sunshine Coast currently has, it attracted a lot of investment. We saw a lot of people from Sydney and Melbourne move to the Sunshine Coast. I had family from Brisbane that moved up there as well. And it really ticks a lot of the boxes that you're looking for in the way in which we live now. And there's a lot of drivers there which really make it a good investment as well. So we'll run through a number of the opportunities in terms of infrastructure projects that are happening in the Sunshine Coast at the moment. We'll discuss the growth from last year as well that we've experienced over the 12 months. And we'll also dive into some of the population projections and how it has really been tracking over the past 5 or so years. But it should paint a very good picture around the opportunity that the Sunshine Coast presents. And as always, if you have any questions come the end of this video, please feel free to reach out to myself or the team, and we're all more than happy to have a chat with you. So to start off with, I just wanted to run through this article from CoreLogic. Now, this was released in November of 2021, but I still think it's very relevant. And the article itself was talking about the regional housing markets. Now, the Sunshine Coast itself, you wouldn't compare it to an inland Australian city. It's somewhere that's very developed. We've seen a lot of investment into the area and the region itself over the past 10 years. And it's somewhere where there's, from what we can see, a lot more investment to come in the region. In terms of property prices, on the Sunshine Coast over the past 12 months, you can see here that Queensland's Sunshine Coast, which recorded an annual growth of 32.3% last year. So it performed exceptionally well. It was definitely up there with some of the best performers in the country. Like I mentioned, it ticks a lot of the boxes that we're now looking for from a lifestyle perspective. It's a beautiful place to live. You have your amenity on your doorstep. Of course, you've got the Sunshine Coast Hospital. You've got the Sunshine Coast Airport. You've got a lot of redevelopment happening to activate town centres as well, in particular within Maroochydore, Mooloolaba. So they're markets that we're definitely keeping an eye on at the moment, but some exceptional growth at 32.3%. I saw an article saying that in the midst of the pandemic, you could really say at the pinnacle of when the infection rate was at its highest, house prices on the Sunshine Coast were increasing by about $6,000 every single week for about 6 weeks. So some exceptional growth as a whole, and somewhere that we're definitely keeping an eye on at the moment. Now, I wanted to run through one of the plans at the moment. I briefly mentioned Maroochydore before, and Maroochydore have a town plan, a city plan, you could say, that is being rolled out over the next, you could say the next 10 to 20 years. So it's a master plan project. It's going to consist of your retail, your commercial, parklands as well, commercial mixed use developments and the likes, and that is going to be in the middle of Maroochydore itself. Maroochydore has undergone a lot of transformation over the past 10 years as well. In fact, I'll show you where it is on a map. So Maroochydore sits just down the coast from Mooloolaba. So Mooloolaba, you could say, is the hub of the Sunshine Coast. It's where a lot of the activity happens, and then Maroochydore is slightly further down the road, and it's really this pocket here. So it's not on the waterfront. You've got accessibility to the water. As you can see, Maroochydore Beach is down near Cottontree, and it's somewhere that has really been gentrifying over the past 10 years. And with this plan that we'll run through very shortly, it's only going to bolster its position on the Sunshine Coast as well. You could say that in the past it's had a reputation for being somewhere that sat secondary to Mooloolaba, and now they're really trying to activate Maroochydore. We saw a lot of redevelopment happen in Mooloolaba. We saw the Mooloolaba shopping centre as well redeveloped, and that was about a $400 million redevelopment, which is now being completed. There's about 340 shops in there as well. So we're seeing a substantial amount of investment across all fields on the Sunshine Coast at the moment. This development itself is expected to create 15,000 new jobs during construction and also following completion of the projects, and that'll be through retail jobs, through commercial office jobs that'll be in the precinct as well. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. As you can see by the right hand side of my screen here, there'll be about 150,000 square meters of commercial office space, about 65,000 square meters of retail space as well, 4,000 inner city apartments, $5.9 billion boost to the Sunshine Coast economy. And then of course you've got your connectivity, your 10 minutes to the Sunshine Coast Airport, which we'll run through very shortly. But that now has a new plan. We saw a redevelopment of the Sunshine Coast Airport of the past few years, really trying to connect it to an international audience that little bit more, connect it to your Sydneys, your Melbournes, your Perths and the likes, or the cities of Australia, the capital cities of Australia. So they've definitely done that already, and now it's really capitalizing on the opportunity that they see, and making it more of an international destination. It's a beautiful place to be. A lot of people that go to Brisbane will ensure that they spend some time up on the Sunshine Coast as well if you're visiting, if you're there as a tourist. So I think that this is going to really bolster its position. It's going to drive a lot of money into the local economy, which is going to help the Sunshine Coast develop that little bit more as well. And lastly, you've got a 15-minute drive to the Sunshine Coast University, 40-minute drive to Noosa, which isn't too bad at all. But yeah, definitely some substantial investment going into this Maroochydore plan to really activate the precinct itself. And there's just a couple of pictures that I can show you here. So it'll sit on this pocket of land really that you can see through the screen there. So it's this project here. You're about you could say a 5-minute walk down to the water, but they're really going to activate the waterways, activate the retail precinct, and make it a very desirable place to live and also work. So that is a project that we will be keeping our eye on very closely over the next few years. Secondly, I wanted to just run through this snapshot as well. So this is talking about some of the completed projects and then some of the upcoming projects in the region. As you can see, University of Sunshine Coast completed its expansion. It was an $81 million expansion, which will attract an additional 20,000 students by 2020. So that's in place now. You've got the solar farm, or one of the largest solar farms, in fact, in Australia, and it's a $10 million economic benefit, 100% of council electricity offset by renewables. You've got the light rail project, which to my understanding has now been approved, and that will be spanned out to 2041, stage 1 by 2025, and that's going to be a $3.6 billion contributor to the economy as well. You've got the submarine cable, 1.1 billion per annum to Queensland economy, 700 million per annum to the Sunshine Coast economy. You've got the in progress Harmony at Palmview, which is a $3 billion development consisting of 17,000 residents. Sunshine Coast Airport, as I mentioned, which contributes about $4.1 billion to the economy each year and provides about 3,230 jobs. Sunshine Coast Hospital, that provides about 4,500 jobs. That was a $2.3 billion investment. You've got the Sunshine Coast Plaza, which I briefly mentioned, which is the shopping centre at Maroochydore. That was a $400 million expansion, which as a result of the investment that we saw into the Maroochydore shopping centre, or Sunshine Coast Plaza, it created 5,200 new construction and retail jobs. You've got Aura at Caloundra South, 50,000 residents, $7 billion investment. That one's underway as well. Then you've got Maroochydore CBD, as I mentioned, which is the master planned project. That's a $4.4 billion contribution towards the economy, and that'll create about 15,000 jobs during the duration of the build and following completion as well, once the shops and businesses are open in the region. So substantial amount of investment in all fields. Now, Just wanted to run through these 2 pages quickly. So these figures and this document itself was taken from the Sunshine Coast Council website, and it's talking about the investment that we've seen into the Sunshine Coast over the past about 8 years now, and then looking forward up until about 2035. So as you can see, there's been a substantial amount of investment, not just over the past 12 months or 24 months, but it really spans back to 2013 when they saw the opportunity that the Sunshine Coast presented, having an airport there. It's a very accessible place to get to your Southeast Asia as well, and connect you to the rest of Australia. And of course, from a lifestyle perspective, it's where a lot of people wanted to be based. So they saw the opportunity and they started investing in you could say industries that were really going to benefit the local region itself. So as you can see here, the Sunshine Coast University Private Hospital opened in November of 2013. Then the expansion of the Sunshine Plaza at Maroochydore was approved for $440 million. Pelican Waters, which was a massive development on the coast, that commenced in 2013. The Sunshine Coast Aerospace Precinct launched in November of 2013. Maroochydore City Centre in 2015. But as you can see, there was a substantial amount of investment from 2013 to 2016. And then if we look forward to what is forecast, you can see, well, as 2017, 2018, 2019, it was more so the projects that we'd seen being approved in the early 2013, 2014 were nearing completion and under construction. And now that we're moving into, or we are in 2022, we're going to start to see this investment start to ramp up again. So Maroochydore City Centre Stage 2 of construction, including major link roads, will be completed. Stage 3 will be completed with the Civic Parklands. Pelican Waters Town Centre and Marina will be completed as well. We've also got the first stage of the proposed light rail to be completed by 2025, 2026. The Bruce Highway expansion to be completed around the same time as well. And then looking at 2028, 2036, Pelican Waters land development will be completed. The Palmview Master Plan community will also be completed, and Maroochydore City Centre will be completed. So there'll be a substantial amount of opportunities available come that 2028 to 2036, given on timelines. But we'll see more and more opportunities available from a residential perspective. To finish up with, I just wanted to run through the population statistics very quickly. So these figures are from, or you could say starting from 2006 running to 2020, and this is how the population has grown over those 14 or so years. As you can see, the growth has been extremely strong. When you're looking at average population growth in Australia, in fact, I'll show you now. So average population growth in Australia sits at about 1.18%. And looking at the figures for the Sunshine Coast, it's very rarely, in fact, 2 of the years over the last 14 years, it's dipped below 2%. So it's been some exceptionally strong growth. And that hasn't just been that hasn't just been through the pandemic when we saw people wanting to move up there from a lifestyle perspective, but it's really over the past, coming up to about 18 years now, that we've seen that very, very strong growth into the Sunshine Coast. It's a very desirable place for people to live. In fact, when we moved to Australia, it was the first place that we based ourselves, and we were based up at Noosa for about a year. And it's a very, very good place, or it's a nice place to live. It ticks a lot of the boxes from an amenity standpoint. You've got everything you need on your doorstep. You're about an hour to an hour and a half from Brisbane. If you do need to go to a bigger city, you could say you've got the connectivity in the sense that you've got the airport on the Sunshine Coast. I think another thing to consider is the fact that a lot of the Olympic Games are going to be held on the Sunshine Coast as well. And something that the council has addressed, and they've spoken about it openly, is the fact that they need to integrate a high-speed rail that is going to get you from Brisbane up to the Sunshine Coast. And for those of you that know Brisbane already, you'll be aware that there's currently the high-speed rail or the express trains that get you down to the Gold Coast in a very efficient manner. When you're going to the Sunshine Coast at the moment, the train will take you to Nambour, and from Nambour you've got to get on another bus that will connect you to places like Maroochydore and Maroochydore. So from a connectivity standpoint on public transport to the Sunshine Coast, at the moment it's not ideal. And if they want spectators to be going up from Brisbane, for example, to the Sunshine Coast to go and watch some of these events over the Olympic Games, but also make the city more accessible as it continues to grow and make it a more connected city. They're really going to have to address that connectivity point. But I think as a whole, it's still a very positive place to be investing. We're going to see a lot of, I believe, growth this year. We're continuing to see investment into the Sunshine Coast. We're continuing to see people move up to the Sunshine Coast, and it ticks a lot of boxes for a lot of individuals in Australia. Now, in terms of projections, and these were taken from the Sunshine Coast Council website, at present, the population sits at about 351,000 people. By 2041, they're anticipating there'll be about 518,000 people living in the Sunshine Coast local government area. Of course, we've got the developments that are going to be coming forward, your Palm View, for example, your Maroochydore Town Centre, and Aura as well, and they're going to provide, it's about 60,000 houses or dwellings as a whole. That'll be units and houses as well. So they're really going to, you could say, they'll be in hot demand. So that's something to definitely keep an eye on. It's all heading in the right direction. The growth is growing at an exceptional rate as the council are addressing what they need to do to really keep up with the demand for the Sunshine Coast, which is great to see. And another point worth noting, most likely, is the Sunshine Coast University Hospital. That is, you could say, a hotbed for employment on the Sunshine Coast at the moment, of course. And Sunshine Coast University, which is growing more and more every year at present. They attract about 20,000 students each year to the Sunshine Coast University, and we're continuing to see that the campus expand, and of course expanding in other regions outside of the Sunshine Coast. And we saw that in Petrie. They've opened up a campus at the Mill. Stage 1 has been completed, Stage 2 is underway, but the Sunshine Coast University is also another driver for growth in the area. We see a lot of students enroll in the Sunshine Coast University because it has flexible options when it comes to learning. You have the opportunity to do remote working as well. So that's just another thing to bear in mind, but it's also another driver for the region as a whole. So I think that really ticks everything off the list for the Sunshine Coast. If I've missed anything that you want me to revise or run over, please feel free to reach out and let me know. More than happy to do so. But I hope it's painted a good picture about the opportunity that the Sunshine Coast presents. And please, feel free to reach out to anyone within the team, and more than happy to help. But I hope you have a fantastic week, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. See you later. Thank you.